It is 8:33 Thursday, 26th November 2020. And I'm doing a vlog now. It's going to go on for at least 20 minutes or so, maybe 2 parts, about me leaving Serbia and coming back to the United Kingdom. Now, I decided on the 25th of November that I'd come back to the United Kingdom, do my 2 weeks in Wales, and then go back to London in like mid-December and all. The reason why I did that is because I didn't want to lose certain aspects of my job in London and having to start all over again. And also I'm in this part of trying to find a new place to live after many years in London hostels. So this is the process of me leaving Serbia and going back to the UK, doing my quarantine, and then coming back to regular life. But that type of vlog would basically just go on for hours and hours. So what I've done is I booked my flight from Belgrade to London. So I've got to get on the flight in about 25 hours time. So I fly to the UK and then I've got to go from London to Wales, stay for 2 weeks at this place, and then go back to London 2 weeks from now and then go back to work. This will probably much be the only time that I have to do 2 weeks of isolation at home, because literally I haven't travelled since the whole pandemic started, and this is my only time out of the UK. Literally, if I was smart and I'd gone to a country that was on the safe list and wasn't removed, then I wouldn't have had to have done this. But literally, you can't just say, okay, I'm going to have 12 days in Serbia, then I'm going to have 2 days in Norway, and then go back to the UK. Because literally they're you have to stay at home for 2 weeks because you only spent 2 days in Norway, not 14. So that's the process. And also, I'm not gonna leave the UK until at least June next year. So, because literally, if I wanted to, I could just go on holiday again, just go somewhere for Christmas. But don't really want to do that. Because you only get 4 weeks paid holiday a year, and you got to use them wisely. And I've only been away now for 3 weeks. Yeah. So I'm gonna stay awake now until midnight, as I've been advised. Stay awake till midnight, no, and then sleep until noon tomorrow. I have to get out of this place at 1 p.m. And yeah. And also, I've got a decent amount of money to get from here to the airport without having to pay for a taxi. Good morning, everybody. It's your pal Metalhead here. Just been clearing out my bed, removing the sheets for the landlady to take them back to her place and clean them, because I checked that 2 days early. She might have a guest coming in soon. So, gotta get it ready. My last proper cup of Serbian coffee until I come back. So anyway, it's kind of been a good 3 and a bit weeks away from England to get to Serbia and Macedonia. Although I am kind of really disappointed that I couldn't get to northern Iraq. I mean, literally, I could have just got on a proper bus from Belgrade to Sofia, but all those stupid companies like Nice Express and the ones in Macedonia, they're all saying Bulgaria was closed. And they're just lying, because I knew there was one company that was going to take me to Bulgaria, but that was only from Belgrade. But also, I wasn't actually supposed to do much overlanding across from Serbia to another country, because my original plan was supposed to stay in Serbia for a couple of days, and then I was supposed to go into Turkey and then go on to Erbil. But the dickheads at Pegasus Airline, they decided to cancel all the flights to Erbil for a whole month. So I thought, look, if you're going to cancel whole flights from Istanbul to Erbil and only have Turkish Airlines as your only option, then literally you should just close the whole country of northern Iraq off for foreigners. I mean, people have just travelled from Turkey to northern Iraq by overland, thanks to a guy called Vagabjorn, the Norwegian guy. So if Vagabjorn was able to enter northern Iraq and Iraq proper by the Turkish-Iraq border crossing, then why do you have to cancel my flight? I mean, those flights they will cost me at least £210, like return. But because it was like Istanbul, Erbil, Istanbul, and Istanbul, Belgrade. So I mean, I don't think I'll be flying Pegasus Airlines ever again. Well, actually, good thing is German wings are actually now flying to Erbil starting next month. So a couple months time, you never know, I might get on a plane to Erbil. You would not believe this. I'm actually wearing 6 layers of clothing. 6 layers. Yeah, you know, it's getting pretty cold, and I even think for the first time I'm maybe going to be wearing gloves, which I don't really like wearing even this like day and age, because basically, you know, wearing gloves, you're not going to pick up all germs and all, I guess. Okay, that's my alarm going off to tell me that it's 12:30 and I got half an hour to get out of this place. Well, yep, it's time for me to get out. Time to go. Don't think I left anything behind. Last time, when I was in Sweden, I accidentally left behind a USB stick, but my host was able to post it back to my Cambridge cousin. Hey there. I've checked out my accommodation now, and as you can see, I'm all ready to travel. On one less bag, I've got rid of some clothing I don't need anymore. I've packed everything I've got. I'm kind of lucky I actually bought extra medication while in Belgrade, because I'm going to be in Wales for 2 weeks, so it's really important that I had enough thyroid medication to last until the new year. But anyway, I've already booked all my travels for the next 2 weeks, despite the fact I'm going to be in Wales for 2 weeks. So literally this flight today back to London has cost me 95 quid. And there was only one flight a week out of Belgrade, and I didn't want to have to try and visit other countries. It was out of action. I mean, literally, I could have taken a bus to Sofia and see if I could get a flight from Sofia, but I thought, you know, time is money. That's what I'll say. So I get to London tonight or tomorrow morning, literally, and then I've got to go all the way to Wales. I paid 60 euros excuse me, for a train ticket. 60 euros for a train ticket. So, and I paid about £300 sterling for a stay in a 2-week place. It's just a shame that I wasn't able to come back in mid-December, because my quarantine would have actually been able to be halved. But I'll see what the protocol is. Literally, they'll just say, just stay at this place for 2 weeks, don't go out, don't see people. Only go out unless you have medical reasons, unless you're sick, just to get treatment. But other than that, this is literally the only time I kind of think I'm ever going to have to do this. Because I don't really plan on leaving the UK again until June next year, because I got too much work on. I've got to get back to work in London in a few weeks, and then I've had to buy a train ticket to Liverpool after my quarantine. That was 30 quid, and then I gotta get a bus ticket, and that was 24 quid. So it's pretty much overpriced, but that's National Express and National Rail. Megabus wasn't running any of these buses from Liverpool to London. I mean, I haven't been to Liverpool in 4 years, so I don't understand why the bus fares right now are not cheap. I mean, I'm kind of lucky that even though the whole of England is in lockdown, they're not really cancelling all the buses like they did a couple of months ago. Because otherwise, you know, you'd have to take trains to get to places. So, and also, I'm actually not going to be in England from lunchtime. I'll be in Wales, so literally it'll be a whole different ball game. It'll probably be shops will probably still be open, hardly much restrictions. I don't think Wales is in lockdown at all. You may think, right, this is a copyright infringement, but you got to remember, a lot of Serbian people live in Chicago.
last look at St. Mark's Church for now. Hopefully it won't take me another 5 years to come back here. And I can't forget you too, you know the Palace of Belgrade? Yes. You see, even that little spiral thing up there, I could see that from where I live. So, I'm actually in a part of Belgrade, not far from the fortress, and I just walked past the Armenian embassy, and it's been 3 long years since I was in Armenia. And what I'm going to hope to do next year is, after my 6 months in London, I'm going to go volunteer in Yerevan or throughout Armenia, because there's been a lot of horrible things that have gone on recently, you know, with the whole Artsakh-Karabakh war. Many people died, and it's been like a frozen conflict for the last 30 or so years, on and off again. But I mean, hopefully there'll be peace soon. Yeah, but Armenia is really close to my heart because when I was 28, I fled the Catholic Church, and I found sanctuary in an Armenian Apostolic Church in Sydney and Chatswood because, you know, fucking hate Catholicism. I mean, Catholicism makes me throw up because I was in that church for 28 years. But then Orthodox Apostolic makes me smile. Even though I'm a guy who has had sex with 53 women, and I don't believe in abstination, I don't believe in having to have children, and I don't believe in having to get married. In walking distance from Belgrade Fortress, but I just found the entrance to the zoo. Not really keen on paying some money today to get into the zoo. Don't really like zoos in my opinion, because I mean, why travel to see a zoo when you can travel to see animals in the wild? Go figure. It's cold, I reckon it's 4 degrees, foggy. The important thing, it's not raining yet, but I still got a long way of walking to go to get to Hotel Yugoslavia, and then get my bus around 5 o'clock to the airport, because there's one thing I don't want to do, is be waiting all day at airports. Done it too many times in my life. Just got myself my last sishcevap of Serbia for now. I reckon there's a Serbian restaurant somewhere in London that will make me a sishcevap, but it probably just won't cost under £2, I bet. Well, I'm leaving behind the centre of Belgrade one last time. There's a big monument for the non-aligned movement meeting for 1963 that's put up there. And so, it's great sadness to be leaving Serbia today. I'm going back to the UK. I've had a really blissful time in this country, disregarding my stupid 30-ish hours in Macedonia. I think the people are much nicer than going to Macedonia. People don't bother you unless they're Roma gypsies that are begging for money. Things are much more cheap here. You can get your medicines for a really low price, of 300 dinar. Yeah, and there's so much to see and do in this city, just on both sides. Not just the old town and the old fortress, all the cathedrals and all of that, but just all over here with the concentration camps and the memorials and the old synagogue in Zamu and the big park. Yeah. So I'm really gonna miss Belgrade. It's taken me 5 long years to come back to Belgrade, or actually we'll come back to Serbia. But I mean, last time it was August 2015. I just took a bus from Vukovar, Croatia to Novi Sad. Spent maybe 16 hours in Novi Sad for getting a bus to Belgrade, and only having 4 hours here in Belgrade before getting a bus to Macedonia. It's this time, I've spent 3 and a bit weeks here. And so, as my country of United Kingdom is getting out of that second lockdown, if a third lockdown is to happen between now and June next year, I'm definitely gonna get the fuck out of England and come here. But One sad thing is I didn't get the chance to meet up with like Charles Cather. Like I did ask him on Instagram if he could meet up, you know, it's very busy. He also got corona symptoms, so which with my medical conditions I wanted to stay clear away from people with corona. But you never know, don't say never, you know. Don't say no forever. Because there will be a time when I'll be like, alright, I really want to spend more time here in Serbia. Like literally, I was really wanting to go to Timpola, but I couldn't literally bring myself to get on a bus. Nearly every night I was like saying, alright, I'm going to get to bed now, I'm going to get up at like 6 AM, I'm going to go to Timpola and see that St. George's Church, all the royals are buried, and then come back. But then, you know, just my idiot online habits of staying awake until 2 AM just really repeated on me. So, like, I've always had trouble in my life, like, getting to bed at a reasonable, like, a certain hour. A final look in the distance of Belgrade Fortress, and all the sights of Belgrade City. And even you can see the bus station from over here, and the old bridge. I'm really gonna miss you, Belgrade, a lot. Yeah. It is just so cold today. My chocolate bars have just gone solid. They're so hard to chew. It's like trying to eat a frozen Mars bar. So anyway, across the road from Hotel Yugoslavia, built in the Tito days, I guess, on Boulevard Nikola Tesla. One of the best places to stay in Novi Belgrade, a bit north of the city centre. You can get into the city within minutes by the bus, but I kind of reckon rooms in this place would probably be at least $100 a night, I guess. I'm no expert in hotels, because literally I've never stayed in a hotel in my life in Belgrade. I'm at the bus stop now, just waiting for the 6:07 bus that should take me to the airport. It's not even 4 o'clock yet, my flight's not till like 9:30, so I kind of hope, fingers crossed, I can easily get through security, because normally these security checkpoints, they don't open up for flights within like 6 hours. Like one time, I arrived at like Luton at like 11, my flight was until 5, so they wouldn't let me go through, so I had to hang around Luton for a bit. So I'm on the bus, heading to the airport, getting off in about a few minutes. Been a bit of a turmoil, because the bus entered on the other part of like, really outside of Belgrade, and I had to wait for him to restart the bus and take me back to the airport, because they didn't really like stop off directly in the airport. So yeah, if I can get off in about a minute or so, mask before hair. Well, here I am, within walking distance of Belgrade Airport. Bit ridiculous that this bus doesn't even like get you even into the airport, or even get you at the door, the gate. I guess I picked the wrong one to go with. I mean, I wouldn't want to be paying for a taxi these days, because literally, like, I don't have much Serbian dinar left. I've got a lot of US dollars I didn't want to use. And then, you know, you always want to take the cheapest mode of transport to the airport. But, like, literally, if I was smart, I would have stayed at home until, like, 4 o'clock today, and then just basically found a bus from Belgrade City Airport going directly to Nikola Tesla Airport without any of this bollocks, you know. I must warn you all, throughout the Balkans, plenty of stray dogs and cats. You gotta be fearful of the stray dogs. Literally, I was walking past this building back there, and this truck is pulling in, and there were 3 dogs, and one of them starts like running up to me, and I just, instead of being scared, I just be angry, like just swearing at him, go away, get lost, go home, you know, because you have to be powerful over a dog, and like I mean, I would hate to have to be bitten on by a dog. So look, you hear them. It's being ridiculous. Okay, you can't really see me because it's dark, but you know, I'm getting closer to the airport, and this is just really so uneventful and unplanned for, and like, even my shoes are walking in mud, and my socks are wet from trying to climb up a hill about an hour ago, trying to like call a taxi and all. Yeah, I was trying to like, you know, like hitchhike. So, it's not really working out well. I'm probably gonna have to get like a new pair of shoes once I get to the airport, if they sell shoes. If they don't, then yeah. Actually, I think, yeah.